A portion of today's show is brought to you by Health Diagnostic Laboratory, Inc.
Welcome back to the broadcast. When it comes to heart disease, there are so many things that can play a role in determining how bad it is and when treatment actually needs to be administered. But the simple test offered by Health Diagnostics Laboratory can help figure all of that out for you. Dr. Tara Dall is back with us with an interesting demonstration to explain it because it is complicated. Tara, it just is.
I know. It's sort of this test you get and we're trying to explain it on air and everyone's a little bit confused. So we're going to make this easy. Okay. So this is my big blown up illustration of two people's vials of cholesterol, okay? So we're gonna say, you know, this person, they both came to the doctor today and got their cholesterol drawn. I don't know if you can see this, but it says LDL cholesterol of 100. So you can see both of these people, when their cholesterol was measured, ended up being at 100, okay? So your doctor says your LDL cholesterol is 100, you're great, you know, go your merry way. However, it's not the cholesterol. It's not the amount of cholesterol.
And LDL is the bad one.
Right. It's actually the amount of particles carrying the cholesterol that matters. The cholesterol doesn't even really matter because both of these people have a normal amount of cholesterol.
So that's interesting because if your cholesterol comes back at 100, yeah, you do. You're like,
good.
Ooh, I'm great.
You think you're good. But we know that 50% of people who have normal cholesterol end up with heart attacks, or people that have heart attacks have normal cholesterol.
And we wonder why, and this is why.
And this is why. And actually what it is that the person who has a heart attack looked like this. So as you can see, there was a ton of particles carrying cholesterol. And in this illustration, you can see they're really small.
So why don't doctors test for how many particles you have instead of just what your number is?
That's why we're here.
That's why we have you. Okay.
That's why we're here.
Okay, that's a simple answer.
I've been measuring this for 15 years in patients because I believe there's no other way to do this. And the clinical trials support the fact that it's the particles that matter. Now, when you have little particles like this, not only are they heavy and dense and there's a ton of them, but this is our magical window into diabetes. You think your blood sugar change is your window into diabetes. By the time that happens, you basically already have evidence of diabetes in the pancreas. So if we can detect this early, we can do something about it. We can adjust our diet. We can do all sorts of things to help. But this is really important. Now, but I want to point something else out, because doctors and patients who have learned a little bit about advanced testing, like what we offer at Health Diagnostic Lab, think, well, I'm supposed to have the large particles because those are better, right? And you think, as we just illustrated, that is better.
And for the most part, they are.
Well, you'd rather have this than small, but let's say you have large particles, but you have tons of them, and they're only a half full of cholesterol, so actually you end up having so many more particles in there. You can see how this situation
and then it becomes very dense.
Much more dense, and this person is at just as much risk. So even though they have large particles, if they have too many, that means they're at risk for heart disease. So when you get your panel done, if you have large particles...
It seems like you're okay,
right?
Because you also are at 100, just like your friend over here that has the small particles.
But it's ultimately the number that you have.
So many of them.
Right. And these two people are treated very differently. So when a doctor orders these tests, we know, wait a minute, this is a different genetic condition than this. And so it helps us be able to really treat people and prevent heart attacks.
That's fantastic. That's such a good illustration.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to do one more here. So what I need... First of all, this is basically a blown up particle. So these are illustrations of particles. Cholesterol's inside, and this is what's carrying them. And
so we've learned that from you before.
Yeah,
that
we've done that
is
before.
The particles that
the
are
particle
important,
that matters, right?
Much more than the cholesterol that's inside. It's the number of particles.
And once these are made, these particles are made in the liver, and the liver labels it with means this is a bad guy. This could cause plaque in our arteries. So what we're going to do is we need to show what happens once the liver makes it. It goes into the bloodstream. And then it comes back to the liver to get recycled. So I need either you or we need Stuart.
Stuart's going to come in. You're going to be our liver. There you go,
so
liver.
You are a liver, and that baseball glove is your receptor, okay? So he's a beautiful specimen of a liver. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
Let me
too many martinis. Okay, you throw the ball. Now,
oh God, no.
Now, if you have no, I don't want to be in trouble. If you have large particles like this, you're obviously going to be caught better by the receptor. You can see that that's a pretty easy catch, right?
Worked.
The liver worked. It captured the particles. Now, let's say instead of having large particles, there's another issue with these small guys. I want you to try to catch the small one. Oh, shoot.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to.
Okay, you're supposed to have. And there's usually a lot present, so as you can see, it's much harder for the liver to catch a particle that's not of normal size. So another reason why we have issues with small particles is they're less easily to be cleared by the liver. So you're all going to remember that now.
You will remember that.
You're not supposed to be able to catch it, though. See, you're just
These
too
are
gifted.
really good demonstrations. Okay, liver, thank you.
So that's basically what I was going to do if I had time to throw more ping pong balls at him, was to show him that as you have small particles coming at you, people can have a mix. Nobody has all small or all big.
Small and
so
large.
These we're going to illustrate the large.
So the liver's really only catching the large ones for the most part?
It's probably most effectively catching the large, and I was
Okay.
going to throw these at Stuart, just showing that when you have so many particles present, it's really hard to capture any of them. You know, there's going to have issues. So ultimately, you know, we need to do tests to know how many
bottom
particles
line,
you have.
yes, you need the test, the advanced testing, to understand what type of particles you have. The days are over where you just go get your cholesterol checked and you come up with a number and you think you're okay. There's so much more to it.
Absolutely.
I love what you guys do over there. I really do. I'm
It's
such
fun.
a fan. You can talk to your doctor if you're interested in getting the HDL test. We'll have Boomer and Dr. Dall and all their colleagues back with us every Tuesday to learn more about how their test can help you and your family. They've got such a great crew over there. You can get more information about the Health Diagnostic Laboratory by going to their website, hdlabinc.com. You can also call them at those numbers right there on your screen and ask them all the questions about your health, and you will not be sorry. Trust me on that. And we have more broadcasts when we come back. Oh.